One of the questions I've been asked is how I made this particular card. It's a Peekaboo card. So like this, it just looks like a normal card, but then as you open it up, I'll try and do this without sticking my fingers in the way. As you open it up, you can see this picture here changes and the sentiment shows. So this particular card is already on my blog, and this one measures it's a 5.5 inch square when it's closed. I'm going to show you another one today. I'm changing it up a little bit. The one I'm going to make today is a 6 inch square. The measurements for this one are already on my blog, and I will provide the measurements for this one as I go, and I will make sure I put these up on the blog as well. So we're going to make today a 6 inch square Peekaboo card. Since we're making a Peekaboo card, I thought that we would use one of these great new in colours, which is called Peekaboo Peach. It just seemed to be appropriate, but a bit silly maybe, but appropriate. Isn't it a gorgeous colour? So to start with, you're going to need to cut 3 pieces. You'll need one piece that is 6 inches by 6.25 inches. You're going to need one piece that's 9.5 inches by 6 inches. And the last piece you're going to need is this one, which is 9 inches by 6 inches. The 6 inch by 6.25 inch one is sort of like the back piece of the card, I suppose. So if I bring in my scoreboard, this one is, I'm putting the 6.25 inches at the top of the board, and we're going to score it at 6 inches. That's it. That's all we're going to do for now. Easy, huh? What we could do, I suppose, is bend this back, and it would have been good if I'd been prepared. Get my bone folder and just, so this is the bit that we're going to add adhesive to put onto the back of the card. But that's all we need to do with that piece for now. The 9.5 by 6 inch piece we're going to put in this way, across the 9.5 inches across there, and we're going to score that one in half at 4.75 inches. And then we can just use the bone folder. The 9 by 6 inch piece we're going to score at 6 inches. Now that we've scored it, we're going to fold it and we're going to, I'll turn this around, this is going to be on the left side, so the fold back bit is on the left hand side. Decorating the card is entirely optional and obviously very personal. I've decided that I'm going to, on the front of my card, I'm going to put this mint macaron piece, and for the centre I'm going to use the matching mint macaron, but in the writing, in the script. So just to show you on the previous card how that goes, this is the one I made before. You can see on the front, you can't see much of it, but I've decorated the front piece, and on the inside just these 2 pieces. So they're the only pieces that I need the DSP, the designer series paper for. So to do that, for the front, because the front of my card is going to be a 6 inch square, and that's the front of my card here, I've made this a 5.75 inch square to fit onto there. And the inside of the card, I've cut to fit the panels like that. So each of these, there's 2 of these, each one is 4.5 inches by 5 3/4 inches. I find it easier to glue, if I'm going to use a decorative piece, I find it easier to glue it on before I start doing any of the cutting. So the first thing I'm going to do is apply, I'm going to use the Tombow multi-purpose glue. I'm going to avoid putting too much around the edges so it doesn't ooze out. And I'm just going to make sure I get a good even distribution over the back, because I want it all to be glued down after I cut it out. So I've got the fold to the left, and I'm just going to center this on here. And I'm notoriously messy with this, but it's okay because I can use my adhesive eraser to remove any of my mistakes. Okay, so that bit's down. Then I'm going to take the centerpiece, and so this is the one that we folded in half, and we're going to open it out so it's got a valley fold in it, and we're going to glue these to each side. So now I'm going to use my trusty Big Shot, and you can see that my bottom plate's already had a very long and happy life. I'm going to use for this one, this is one of the new layering squares framelits. I better measure it. I'll measure it for you. I should measure it now because I didn't do that before. So the aperture of that is 2 1/8 inches. This is the front of the card that we've got the fold to the left. So we're going to flip that over, and just to make life easy for myself, because I do get confused easily, I've put a little square so I know what the bottom is. And I'm going to take this layering square, and the actual cutting edge here I'm going to put hard up against this fold here. And you can tell when you've managed that because see, it sort of sticks there. So, and then because I'm a little bit crazy like that, I just want to make sure that I've got sort of a similar edge there. And again, I'm just eyeballing it, I'm not going to measure it. And with that in position, I'm now going to run that one through the Big Shot. Whoops. And making sure, whoops, that it's all on the platform, of course. I've done that on the camera before. Okay, so now it should pop right out. And if I turn that over, you can see I've cut a hole in the front of the card. So now the trick is to make sure that all the holes line up. So these are going to be lined up. Let me do this on camera so you can see what I'm doing. These edges are going to need to line up with that edge on the front. So once I've done that, I'm then going to just give myself an indication on here of where I need to put, oops, where I need to put the framelit on the piece inside. So I can remove that piece now, and there's my very light pencil drawing. So I might leave it folded and see if it helps us line up. So I've just sort of fit that framelit over the square that I drew, and I'm going to put that on the platform, make sure that's all still lined up. I do love the magnetic platform for this. Okay, that's in position, and now run this through. Because it's got the double layer of paper, it's a bit tight to go through. Okay, so I think what I'm expecting to have happened is that it will have cut one side and left a mark on the other. So this piece has cut out, I can remove it. And here it's left me an indentation. I don't know if the camera picks that up, but that makes it really easy to know where to line it up this time through. So this time I'm going to just put a single layer through, and I'm going to hopefully line this up. I should be able to feel it too, I think, with a bit of luck. Now I can feel that that's in the indentation. So now I'll run this one through. So now I've got 3 holes, and with a bit of luck they'll match. Yay! They match. So well, that's a good thing. So what I'm going to do now is glue. I'm going to put glue on this piece, and that will stick to the inside of this one. So those 2 pieces completely stick together. And then what will happen then is you get this sort of thing going on. So I can get rid of the big shot now. And oops, I can bring the glue back in. So now I have a window that goes all the way through. So the next thing we're going to want to do is to add a little frame for this window that we've cut, like that. And we need 3 of those, one for that window, one for this window, and one for this window. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And it's so easy with these lovely new layering framelits. So a piece of cardstock, whichever colour you want to use. Now this is the same framelit that I used to cut the windows with, and this is the one of the matching ones with the scalloped edge, and it's the next size up. So when you put them together, you can see there's going to be just that little edge. You can make them any size you want, but I want to keep mine little. So all you do is put those down, obviously, on your cardstock, and look how easily they fit together. That's so easy. No messing around trying to decide, is that all even? It just fits perfectly. So having put them in place, just run them through the Big Shot. And what we end up with is a square that we can keep to use later for something. And there's the frame. So we need 3 of those, which we now have, and we need something up here to make it look like it's going to match this bit down here. So what I'm going to do for that is cut with the scalloped edge, just a straight square with a scalloped edge, the same size as the frames. will sit there, and we'll cut our, we'll decorate a white piece and we'll put it here so that it's the same size as the aperture here, and then we'll have our little frame there, and it will start to look like it looks like it belongs, hopefully. And so just fine line of glue. So, have our window there, our window there, our window there, all with their little frames on them. Now, this is the piece that we cut to 6 inches by 6 1/4 inches, and we folded over that last 1/4 of an inch. So we're now going to apply some adhesive onto that little 1/4 of an inch piece here. You can use any kind of adhesive that you like, really. I'm going to use the Tombow because I happen to have it sitting here on the desk. So I'm just going to put some on there. I think I've probably been a bit too liberal, but never mind. I can get rid of that later if there's any excess. So now, if we turn over this piece of the card, we are going to stick this fold onto this edge. Okay, this fold, so that folded edge lines up with this cut edge here. So I'm just trying to make sure that everything sits square. It's actually probably another good reason for using the Tombow. I get to play a bit longer. Okay. So now we have, if we open it up, we have something that looks like that. Okay. So you've got the front, and then this piece, see that slides across as you open it up. So one decorative panel goes in here, or one image goes here, and the other image goes here. So what that means is one image goes on this panel here, lining up obviously underneath your window, and the other image goes on this panel here, lining up underneath the window. Now I find that if I just, initially what I was doing, as you can see on this one, I was just cutting a piece the right shape and putting it under there, but I'm finding that what happens is that the little mechanism, I don't know if you can see that, gets caught on the edge of the paper here. So I'm going to try something a bit different today. I'm going to make the panel cover, I'm going to cover the whole thing with the white and then just stamp here, and I'm hoping that that will mean that it will open more smoothly. So this is a 5 1/2 inch square of Whisper White that I've cut. I don't know why I turned that over, it's the same both sides. And I'm just going to stick that to, just to show you where we're sticking it. If that's the front of the card, just open up the whole thing, and I'm going to stick it here. So now what will that will mean that now I've got a piece of Whisper White showing there, and when I open the card it's not going to get stuck on anything. And I'm going to take the same approach, I think, with this. It's going to be easier than just sticking on one image. So I'm now going to cut a piece of Whisper White for here. So this piece is 2.5 by 5.5 inches. And I'm going to now, again, if I show you how that it fits in. So that's the front of the card, and this is the piece I want to stick it to. So I'm going to pull that out, turn it over. That gives you, so just so you can tell, this is the piece I'm sticking it to. That's the fold there, and I'm just going to center it into this bit here. Okay, so now we have a Whisper White piece there and a Whisper White piece there. So all we need to do now is add our animals. My little peekaboo is going to be that either the cat or the dog will show when the card is open, and then the other animal it'll change to the other animal when you open the card. So at least that's the plan. So I think we'll have the dog showing first. So I'm just giving him a good ink. Make sure, yeah, he's going to come out okay, I hope. And I might put him sort of in this cornerish. There'll be a lot of blank space, but we might put a greeting down. Okay, so there's the dog. And the cat we'll also put in this corner here. Okay. Cat, dog, cat, dog. Oh, I love it. Cat, dog, cat. Oh, I'm confusing myself now. Cat, dog. Okay. Before I go too crazy, I'll colour those in, I think. So, as you can see, since you turn your back for a few minutes, I finished off the card. So I did this panel here using the new set, which is called Sitting Here. Wonderful set. To do the undergrowth or the shrubbery here, I used one of the new in colours, Emerald Envy, and I used this stamp from Timeless Textures, and then just to finish off these bits here, I used this stamp from Timeless Textures, and as you can see, I've been doing a lot of stamping off here. The sentiment here, friend, is from the set called Helping Me Grow. The For You sentiment is from Birthday Blooms. Oh, I love this set, I love that flower. Oh, I suppose you'd probably like to see, oh, and this bit down here is from Timeless Textures as well. It's this wood grain finish, and then I've just done some sponging as well. But I want to see how it works. So there's a dog, cat, dog, cat, dog, cat. Oh, I love it. Little things, hey. That's it, that's all there is to it. I hope you enjoy making them. Oh, probably what I would say too is, when I stamped these, there were little stamps I could just stamp straight through the hole. But if you're doing a big image here, I would myself draw a little pencil line around here, and then I would open these panels up to do, whoops, I've lost it, to do the stamping. and you've got the pencil lines to show you where to put your image. Hope you enjoyed that. Have fun with it. Bye!